The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 16th day of August, 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Linda's. I'm Jamal Hartman, along with my sister, Michaela Ian. It's Monday. How you feeling, sis?
Listen, I'm good. I'm good. I'm well rested. Morning has had challenges, but we're here. Let's go.
You know what? Honestly, I have never come, and I say this with all, I'm just going to put you on the spot right now. And for those who are listening, I said this to someone about Michaela over the last few days. And I used to make him feel uncomfortable, probably still do, but Teo Deal, right? Teo and I spent many years together at Entitled Communications. And I always said, man, this guy is the best colleague I will ever have in my life, right? Because Teo and I were very different. He's intelligent, I'm not. And so, but I always said, the dynamic between us was like, we just knew, we clicked so well. We knew what needed to be done. We had each other's back. It was almost like, you have a smart twin and a not so smart, but we both knew our roles and stayed in our lanes and got what needed to be done. And actually, I said to someone, Michaela is the first person I've worked with in every, I haven't had a lot of jobs, but in any space that we have that rapport. And it's like, people would never know what those ones. So when you say challenges, like they won't know. So they can't even fully appreciate it with that. But no,
that shows the professionalism of the show. You would never know. We show up, we get it done, and we do it well with excellence every day.
Exactly. So awesome having her. And can't forget our sister Sherry and Leanna and Larry. I must say, as far as Leanna, I know she had a fantastic birthday, and she does send gratitude to everyone who wished her a happy birthday. So if you saw her and showed her love, thank you. She is a hardworking lady, so hardworking that we had to force her to take the day off today, folks. Like Leanna's on vacation. She's like, she didn't want to take today off. So she is taking the morning off, well-deserved, hardworking. She was at Connie game on the weekend. So take your break. We do miss you, even though it's one day. But you enjoy your break. Just so easy to work with good people, folks. But that said, good morning to everyone. And thanks for making us part of your daily routine. We have another good one to begin the week. Sionna Barton will be stopping by to discuss the Enterprise Bermuda Incubator program, courtesy of the BEDC. The daily play is a Who Said It? So Michaela is guessing the author of a famous quote. So here's the thing. This is I'll just be honest. I scrambled to get the studio ready, which I normally don't do. My daddy was helping me set up and everything, get the lighting straight. And so I didn't realize, but I didn't realize about 5 minutes prior that I didn't even have Michaela's quote for the day, folks. So you know how we got a stumper. So she almost didn't get stumped. That was almost her savior today. But yeah.
Fun time. How was your weekend?
That's what I was saying. Like you said, well rested. You didn't do anything on the weekend?
So what did I do this weekend? Oh, you know what I did? I ate some yummy food. That's what I did. I kind of forgot. So I went to John Smith's Bay on Friday after work, and they have like this beautiful beach bar and grill, absolutely amazing, fresh grilled food. And then that was after work Friday, but I guess I'm greedy, so I ate more. So there's this I guess we're calling it a proprietor, a food proprietor. It's called Hook and Cook. So he goes out, he catches the fish, and then he cleans it, and then he cooks it, and you come and get it.
I like that. That
Yes,
is
and the fish was well, like
well. Hopefully,
well fresh fish.
well, hopefully I can get some before I leave Bermuda. Yes, folks, I
Yes.
am in Bermuda. Well, I wanted to shoot outside with a nice backdrop of the great sound, but obviously you all have put in an order for some bad weather while I'm here so that I don't have as much fun as I did yesterday. Well, my weekend was full though, Michaela. To answer the question, folks, my weekend was full. We did travel to Bermuda, and we'll talk about the whole travel authorization and travel
Ay, ay,
ban.
ay.
I'll just put it this way: I can't sit here and blame the government because I was, that I was that person in terms of, not having my results in time and all that stuff. But I'm a double negative kind of person, so I didn't, really think it was that serious. But anyway, beautiful airport, a lot of space down there. But yesterday we had a boat day, and you guys know I'm not an ocean guy, whatnot, but anything to keep somebody happy in the household. And so went on my dad's boat, and I realized great day on the water, but
Mhm.
I was working, and you all know my hands and manual labor, right? I'm not that guy, and my daddy was like, "Hey, yeah, man, put the what's the thing that goes inside the boat? The not the boot,
Movie?
no, the thing that the bumper thing, that thing. Yeah,
Isn't it
that
a movie?
is it a boot?
I
Oh
don't
wow,
know.
okay, man.
That thing, right? I
Yeah,
should know these things.
it's probably so ashamed right now. But anyway, oh, pull the rope, tie the boat up, and do the and
Oh
okay.
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, throw the anchor over. That was the task, right? Because I'm like, oh, I can let the anchor hit the boat. That wouldn't be a good thing. So yeah, it was an experience. So my boat experience wasn't like my wife's boat experience. Let's say that she had a great time.
Nick sipping the champagne.
Yeah, so my dad purchased the boat like 4 years ago, and so he said that basically my wife loves boats. This is our first time on the boat, so I'm like, well, she finally got it. Look, she's in the audience saying thrilled, not just happy. Yeah, the heaviest thing she had to lift was her bag on the boat, but I had the
But
anchor.
that's
But
what it's
anyway,
supposed to be.
it was a good day on the water. On the water, it was a good day. And honestly, folks, we were in Martha's Vineyard last week and Bermuda this week, and nothing compares to Bermuda.
Nothing.
Honestly, we are extremely blessed, and we should be thankful for the waters that we're surrounded with. That said, Michaela, we obviously this show is not about me and my weekend. We have some things to talk about. First, Canada
Mhm.
looks like it's not going to be accepting anyone that's not vaccinated. And Bermuda, let me tell you, if the US and UK follow behind, I guarantee you'll start crumbling like the cookie.
Listen,
Uh,
listen. So I saw that on Friday,
uh-huh.
and I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I was so shocked. I was not shocked.
Uh-huh.
I was not shocked. And like I said, we've had this conversation many a times. I respect people's decision not to get vaccinated. I absolutely do. It's a personal choice. However, when countries start saying you cannot come in unless you've been vaccinated, what we're gonna do? Are we going to just sit on this rock in the middle of the Atlantic? Because, like we say, we have direct access to the US, which is already flouting this idea.
Mhm.
Biden's administration put it out not last week, the week before. So the US, Canada's now saying ain't vaccinated, ain't coming.
Mm.
What the UK is gonna do?
See, the difference, though, I think, with the UK, I think with Bermudians who have the UK passport, it won't affect them
Well,
because
yeah, that's a little different, of
I
course.
think I think that's the only thing riding for Bermudians in that respect. With the US, I think if they did it, I definitely think many Bermudians, the ones who can travel to the US, because let's just be honest, there's a growing number of those who can't,
Hmm.
for whatever reason. I do think people will crumble because I think the ability to be able to travel as you please is going to mean greater than what they believe they're standing for.
Yeah,
So.
and that's the thing. I just feel like we've talked about, I don't feel like we are a people of conviction.
Mhm.
I feel like we have conviction until it affects our bottom line or our freedoms, right?
There you
Um,
go.
and this is going to affect your bottom line
Mhm.
and your freedom. Like I've been saying for months now, airlines are private companies. They can literally just go, okay, we're done with this. You ain't
Yeah.
vaccinated. You can't provide proof. You ain't coming on.
Well, you make a great point. Before we transition, you make a great point because, folks, it doesn't have to be the country. Canada's taken a step, but there's only really 3 airlines that travel to Bermuda out of the US. You've got Delta, American, United, and JetBlue, sorry, right?
Yeah.
If any of those airlines really say, like, was it Qantas that originally said it?
Qantas, yeah.
I think we're in trouble. So I would tell Bermudians think seriously about, because to quote Michaela just now, you know, a lot of people stand firm until they realize it actually impacts the freedoms that they believe they're fighting for. You get me? So you, in one breath, you're fighting for your freedoms and rights, not to take the vaccine, but in another breath, you're being told, well, if you don't, you protect those freedoms you believe you have, you're not going to have this freedom to travel as you please. So
exactly. And the thing about it is we cannot limit travel to leisure travel. There's business travel. There's medical travel. There's certain situations where people have to be airlifted off the island. So it's not just about, oh, I want to go to New York and go shopping.
Yeah, indeed. Real quickly, I and we'll touch on it about the weather. It's a bit crazy out there, and we'll touch on that as Michaela and I give you a very different, not so Leanna, news angle this morning. But I want to ask a question. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk overnight about the bus situation in Bermuda, and I just want to put this to the audience. I want to get your feedback real quickly as Michaela and I delve into it quickly. What are your thoughts on the bus situation? Notice I said situation. I didn't call it a strike. I did obviously, and I'm just going to read from Burn News. The title says interruption in bus service on Monday. And the bus division of the BIU put forward a motion that management must post their winter rosters for pick on Monday, August 16th. After failing to do so, will result in the membership to stand down the service until such time that they do so. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I know the ins and outs of how this works. I don't. But I want to touch on the update that came later on after this. A government spokesperson said the Department of Public Transportation, DPT, is advising passengers of the interruption in bus service. Now, Michaela, you said it. For years, we've been going through this, right? We've been going through this.
Yes.
It's not considered a strike. It's tools done. Obviously, they're not calling it a strike because, if I'm not mistaken, by law, it's supposed to be 21 days notice to do so. We've spoken about the how it inconveniences people and so on. What are your thoughts on this and how it happens?
I mean, and I really tried to be respectful because we had such a great conversation with Sister Linda a couple months ago about unions, and she really gave a good breakdown of what it is. But I just feel like there are a lot of people, thousands of people that rely on the buses. And you're not going to operate on a Monday morning because you didn't get a schedule in time. Like that for me is just, and I mean, so my kids are going to BI, right? So they start next week, Monday. Now, if this happens next week, I'm going to be livid because how on earth am I going to get my kids to school?
Right.
You know, so I just feel like it's fine to be frustrated. It's fine to be upset about these things. But at the end of the day, you are impacting. It's not just however many people are bus drivers. It's the entire island that relies on public transportation and the tourists. So I just feel like, why are we getting to this point?
Yeah.
Why is there no resolve before there's a dispute? We're not going to go ahead and work today. And then do they get paid if they don't work? That's what I'm curious about. Like if they say we're not working, are you still getting paid for it?
Well, if it's a strike, I know they don't. But if this is not a strike, I'm not quite sure. So hopefully someone can answer that. What I'll say is at the end of the day, as a person who has challenged the status quo in terms of even in the workplace, I completely understand challenging it. And at the same time, it's not supposed to be comfortable. The whole idea is, inconvenience and so on.
Of course.
But I think there has to be a better way, whether that's on the government side or whether that's on, the bus side. Now, people have said for years that they should privatize public transport.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea necessarily. I haven't, on the surface, it doesn't seem like a good idea. Nachika Trot, she says, she asks a question. She's asking, should the bus service be made an essential service?
Is it not?
I don't think it is. I could be wrong.
The buses were not running during lockdown and all that, were they?
I
No, they
don't.
weren't.
Oh no.
They weren't. You're right. I just assumed, but you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation. I think I don't want to give such comments when I don't have tomorrow after I know more. I probably feel comfortable giving an opinion on it. No, it's not. Aaron T. Lugo says no, it's not an essential service. I just want more information, and I think that what I will say about this, I think the Bermudian people, especially those who use public transportation, deserve more information before they take these steps. That's what I would say. I don't think it's necessarily for me an issue that they're taking these steps. It's, you know what? Let's give the public more information. Not just, we don't have our winter schedule. Oh, break it down. Look, we had this discussion with the ministry.
Right.
Back then, like, give us more information, because
that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think
because on the surface, it seems very trivial. And I just think about all the people today who probably only found out about this last night and are scrambling to get to work. Taxis are not cheap. They are not cheap. And if you live on either end of the island and you rely on the bus to get to work, you're having to fork out $30-something, $40 for a taxi if you couldn't get a ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think about it in that way. I think about all the people who are being affected today, and who are being inconvenienced and who are having to come out of pocket because of this. That's what I think about.
Indeed. Michelle Whitekills.
Why is the winter schedule so important now? We are still in summer. The schedule has always been an issue, even though Bermuda has spent money to fix it and hadn't. Does this mean no buses at all? No buses today. Yeah, but I agree. Why today? Like, why?
It has been proven. Throwing money at things doesn't fix problems. And I think that's part of the issue there, Michelle. I agree with you. But I will say that, we have to have foresight in any business. We shouldn't be waiting until winter to do the schedule, but why are we waiting till summer? Maybe the schedule should have been done even before now, right? So I understand what you're saying. But
I mean, we know that there's been challenges with COVID. We know that there's limited amount of people who can go on the buses, but we're not new to this.
Yeah,
we've been dealing with this since last March. Last year before school started, there was a whole issue about students and how are students going to get to school, and then they have minibuses. So it's like, come on.
Well, it's never ending, to be honest. It's never ending. Janet Maynard says, although I do not catch the bus, I am not happy that they have taken this stance. They can't wait a few days. Folks have to get work and appointments. Terry Too Cool, our colleague, says, so someone who relies on public trans, every time there's disruption, I'm livid. She goes on to say, I have the Tree Frog app, and sometimes government doesn't even use that to notify the public. We have more. Teresa Ann Marie McKeelan.
We should do whatever works in reliability for public transport. It's a public service that can't be allowed to continue to fail. And that's the thing. It continues to fail.
Yeah. Shikarina.
Pre-pandemic, people with cars would give folks a ride to work, but is that even happening now? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, is that Bermudian hospitality still a thing? Probably not in light of COVID, right?
Yeah. Nachika Trot, she says, do we need a winter schedule when school is about to start? Does that mean fewer buses with a winter schedule? Faith Rosa Gilg says, I think the schedule is for staff to pick their work times. And Marie Richards says, privatization will increase in fees and no business is going to take this on for a loss. Well, and that's why I think privatization is privatizing transport. It's iffy because the prices will go up because, at the end of the day, private business is all about profit. That's the whole goal. It's not about
exactly
or loss. And so how would that impact the people who transport on board? Kaylee, I want to go back to what we were discussing earlier, because I think Elmore Warren, you may have missed something very key to that conversation. And I just want to make sure you understand what we're saying. So we spoke about if the US followed or UK followed suit of Canada. And you said something, quote, time for non-vax melanin Bermudians to travel other places. Health issues will be critical, but will they deny someone care if not vaxxed? Well, he means vaxxed, not vaxxed as in being mad.
Yes.
Elmore, think about what you're saying. If you can't travel to other places when you still need to go through the places that we're basically saying could implement those rules.
Right. This isn't a case of like you can get
but hold on. He goes on to say, have not been to U.S. in 20 plus years, only pass through point. Elmore, you won't be able to pass through. That's the whole point. If you're not vaccinated, you cannot go through the U.S.
But
this is the problem.
But he's been to the U.S.
Yeah, you've been through there.
Your passport stamp says that you went to the U.S.
They're not letting you go through. So
exactly.
I just want to make that clear because I don't want people thinking, oh, well, if the U.S. does that, I could still go to, say, Cuba or, well, you can't even go to Cuba from
or Jamaica,
I'll go Panama or someone. No, brother. Seriously, stop. Think. You have to think. If they were to implement something like this, you ain't traveling through there.
Yeah, so it's the same thing as if you're on the quote unquote stop list. Even if you're not going to the US, you cannot go through the US.
Correct.
Same thing.
Correct.
Same thing.
It's not difficult to comprehend. Seriously, it's really not. Look, we have to go to a news break. Okay, news break? Look, folks, this is not going to be as bad as Leanna's song that we tried to sing for happy birthday the other day, but we're going to try to give you the best news break we can give you, as there is some information that we need to share. I'll do the news, the weather at the end. How's that, Kales?
Fine.
I got something in my WhatsApp group I can read.
Today we are talking all about our Olympian Flora Duffy. According to the Royal Gazette, Flora Duffy moved back into pole position to win a record-equaling third women's title after storming to victory in the World Triathlon Championship Series in Montreal on the weekend. Having comfortably navigated her way through opening 2 elimination races, finishing 8th and 6th, Duffy took to the final start line along Laura Lindemann, Taylor Knibb, Katie Zaffris, Verena Steinhauser, Taylor Spivey, Leonie Perot, Sophie Coldwell, Nicole van der Kay, and Nan Stamford as the top 10 battled it out for gold. So as we can see, our lovely Flora, like she's just doing it.
I love it. Doing
it. It's amazing.
Wow, I love that. I am impressed to see that, as she stated when she was on here. Look, I just did triathlon. So, and after the Olympics, most people will still be out celebrating, right? No, she's on to the next.
I mean, I would.
Champagne in hand, rosé in hand, right, Kales?
Listen.
All right, let me do quick weather, and then we'll go to a commercial break. So, all right. So here's the weather, folks. I tell you, this ain't no Leanna Lambert. You gotta appreciate that, sis. I tell you. Look. So this from my mate DeRay Tankard sharing it. So if it's wrong, you put it on him. The U.S. National Hurricane Center will be classifying the small disturbance to Bermuda's northeast as a tropical depression at midnight. The depression will continue to drift southward, moving east of Bermuda tonight, and then turn close to the south of the island over the next 48 hours. What does that mean, folks? Be careful. It's some rough weather out there. And no, I did not bring it to Bermuda.
You sure?
According to the BWS, we'll issue a tropical storm watch at the 11:30 p.m. forecast tonight. Well, I don't know if this was sent yesterday or today. But anyway, expect inclement weather with heavy downpours, possible infringing rain bands as they move across the island. Local winds may increase to 20 knots from tomorrow, especially in the southern marine area in this system as the system passes to the south. All right, so folks, be careful out there. Get your stuff ready. We've had the Minister of National Security on and her team, and we've had Dr. Grishad on to tell us how to prepare for these moments. So be smart, be wise, and take care of yourselves, your family, and your homes. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to have Sionna Barton on the show. We'll be discussing the incubator program put on by the BEDC. And don't forget the Daily Play a bit later if you get the answer before before Michaela. Before Michaela, you get a prize. So stick with us, and should be very interesting. We'll be right back.
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
We're welcoming back the often featured Whole Food veterans Bragg Live Food Products, renowned for their live probiotic organic raw cider vinegar and savory seasonings. Paul Bragg is the man behind the products that has originated health food stores, restaurants, and spas, and promoted nutrition education through the media, helping lay the foundation for the enlightened way we make healthful choices when we shop for and prepare food. This month we're featuring Bragg Organic Raw and Unfiltered Apple Cider Vinegar and Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Lindos, why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. Michaela in. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Lindos, and our friends over at Channel 82, where you can stream this and many other locally produced shows. We have a guest in the building, Sionna Barton. She is going to be coming on for a discussion. And folks, I just want to remind you that if you haven't already, we celebrate birthdays for the entire month. So make sure that you, if you see Leanna out somewhere this week, she's on vacation, show her some birthday love, our sister. She deserves a break. Huh?
Is this like a precedent we're setting because December 5 is around the corner?
Well, Kales,
like a whole month.
Nobody told you be born the month of Christmas, right? Yeah, we're gonna try to push it, but you know people are gonna be distracted by Christmas when your birthday comes.
Listen. I was supposed to be born the 18th. I came 2 weeks early, so we got extra time.
All
we
right.
got like a good 20 days.
Just competing with Santa Claus. Let's bring in our guest today, Sionna Barton. Welcome to the show, madam. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good despite the
I
weather.
just want to throw it out there that September is an awesome month, and it's the next month, and I was born on the 23rd of that month, so that could be a.
Jamal, September 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I'm September 12th, so I think we're in good space.
Oh shoot, that's my mom's birthday.
See, look, this is going to be a great cover. We're right there already. Special people in the house. So, we'll be celebrating our birthday the entire month of September. We can actually start right now. Sionna.
Let Leanna have her week. Jeez.
Thanks for coming on. And for those who don't know and who aren't aware, what is the BEDC's incubator program? Speak to them a bit about it.
Yeah, so the BEDC Incubator Program is designed to help businesses that are just launching or in their concept phase and just starting out. And it gives them all the resources they need to truly go through the grassroots and the first stage of launching their business. So myself and my cohort, meaning the small businesses that came in with my class, are being helped through the BEDC even through this pandemic, and they're really reaching out and providing us different ways to push ourselves forward. All of us are different, and they are providing us with workshops and seminars and also personal one-on-one consulting and their contacts, which is a very big deal, to really help the Bermudians that are in this process push forward and give what they want and what they can provide in their services to the community.
I love it.
Awesome. So tell us how you got involved with the BEDC. You don't have to go into like the business stuff. I have a lot of questions to ask about.
Yeah, no worries. COVID. That is the number one answer. So my personal story is I was doing the Jump to Be Fit program for the Bermuda Heart Foundation and the Bermuda Jump Rope Federation, which I launched. And I was in all the schools, and I was going around doing a Jump to Be Fit clubs and just getting kids more active and healthy through the alternative fitness of jump rope. And then COVID hit, and 9 years worth of work just went up like that because I'm no longer allowed in the schools. So I had to pivot. I had to figure out what to do and how to go forward. And I have a partner, Caitlin Eve, who's a phenomenal gymnastics coach. And her and I combined are the only coaches on island where you have internationally trained certifications in gymnastics, acrobatics, and jump rope. And I just told her, I was like, we can make this into a business, but I'm a coach and I do marketing, but I have no business savvy about me. I personally hate business administration. I'm awful at it. And so I was like, if one person or one place can help me, it might be the BEDC, which it basically was meant for somebody like myself who is very strong-minded and knows what I want to provide the community. I know that my service is in demand. And I know that I do what I do extremely well. And I can confidently say, like nobody else on island, I am the one person you can come to for jump rope, alternative fitness. And with my partner, I thought we were a dynamo pair. And I think we fill a very big gap in the community, getting adults and youth to getting Bermudians to open their minds about anything. It's difficult sometimes, but when it comes to fitness and getting them to do things that is not normal or not new and makes them look silly or is outside of their scope of what they're regularly to do, it's hard to push. And I know how to push, but I don't know everything that comes with the business behind that. Right. And so I expressed that, and I applied for the incubator program with the BEDC because my partner, Caitlin, again, she's also a coach. And she's somewhat good with finances, but she's like, I don't do business. So we knew what our strengths were and we wanted to help managing our weaknesses. And that's why I applied to the incubator program. And throughout the second lockdown we had, I got a casual email and I was like, oh my God, okay, life-changing. Like this happened, we got accepted. And they've been extremely helpful, getting us to understand what steps we need to do to start being an official company and not just a series of programs, which we're working on. They're trying to help us find a space. So if anybody is listening, we are still looking for an indoor space. We're trying to utilize all of our contacts. But through them, we have been able to launch ourselves very strongly and well. And we just finished our 6-week summer series that started in June and just finished up and went extremely well. And we had a great result. We had a great clientele. We did exactly what we wanted to do, which was create a already established audience of clientele going into our fall session. So we are not just trying to launch ourselves and people find out who we are. We're trying to get a steady base of clientele into our fall sessions and continue to grow from there. So we were able to do all of this with the help of the BEDC.
Awesome. So you've kind of given us like an overview. What exactly is the business and who is your target audience?
Yeah, that would be good to know. So I am the proud co-owner and head coach of JAG Athletics. JAG stands for Jump, Acrobatics, and Gymnastics. It is a hybrid set of programs, really focusing on those 3 disciplines, but really highlighting fun alternative fitness for everybody on island, from youth to adults. So we really want to highlight that you do not have to just think of gymnastics and think of the overall sport, because a lot of people get turned off because they don't want to do the beam vault bars, even as adults. And that's where we introduce acrobatics, which is filling a very big hole on island. We have so many, again, adults and youth, especially young boys, who just want to learn how to flip. That's all. They want to learn how to flip. They want to learn how to backflip, front flip, flip on the hands, no flips. They want to score a goal and then do a backflip. And they want to do parkour. And there's nobody on island that's really focusing on that massive gap. And so that's where our acrobatics comes in. And we also have adult tumbling, which falls into that. And I have a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, I used to do my back tuck or front tuck. And I have this great group of young adults right now. Jamal, I think you might know one of them. Her name's Jada Otterbridge. Yep. Yeah, bud. And she is one of my best advocates for having an open mind and fun alternative fitness, because I put on adult tumbling and I get people to think outside of their norm. You know, I want you to try your forward roll again. I want you to jump on my trampoline and try a flip. And, you know, I have a lot of cushions, and you don't have to be afraid of not standing up again, or your back or your knees. I'm a personal trainer. I work at the Core Heart Health Center. So we make everything, you know, specific to who we are accommodating. And it's fun, and you're going to get a workout. And we just want people to try and think about that as adults. And jump rope is jump rope. It's been growing on island. It's a Bermudian tradition that's made a resurgence over the last decade in a completely different way. And again, I'll call out Jada. She was one of the first jumpers that I ever had in a more sport-based training in regards to the sport of jump rope, because it's no longer just an activity. And we've taken Bermudian youth and adults to compete representing Bermuda since 2012 in the sport. And we've taken youth to Portugal, Trinidad and Tobago, Norway, all over the States. So through these 3 disciplines, jump rope, acro, and gymnastics, JAG Athletics is looking to provide the island something that it's been desperately wanting, it desperately needs. And we, my partner and I, have the coaching disciplines and certifications to provide it to the island. And again, if you're watching, the only thing we need is a permanent home.
Right.
Hey, look, keep plugging.
Look, let me tell you, I have worked this for, again, jump rope. I did it for 9 years, and I went from Summersfield Academy to Whitney to Elliott to Victor Scott. I love working within the community. It is one of the biggest joys I get, to show kids who don't think that they have any athletic prowess or anything that comes with the mental fortitude of being athletic, and watching them switch up because they found an alternative exercise. I've loved it. And I've loved working within the school systems and the stability it provides to have a home base of operation. COVID again changed that. You know, we weren't allowed inside. We aren't allowed more than 15 kids in a space. We can't do this. So we've been bouncing around, and big shout out to Department of Youth and Sport and the tennis stadium at Bernards Park, because they put up with us over the last year, and we've been practicing on their practice courts. But with the fall coming in, you know, one of the biggest things that the BDC has been trying to help us to do, and shout out to them because they have been trying, but we still haven't been successful, which is why I'm spending part of my radio interview highlighting it, is a base of operation is vital for a business. And it's one of the biggest things that we are looking for the BEDC to help us out with. And it's one of the biggest things that is going to help us move forward and progress in a way that I think is going to be beautiful for us and the community, because I'm even more confident after our summer series, because it went off so well. Like,
right.
Caitlin told me we had like this profit, and I was like, profit? Like, really? I was like, that's a thing already? And we've been operating. I was very grateful to partner with Bermuda Sports Cat. Shout out to Devon Wade. And JAG Athletics partners with them. So we had a great summer of being partnered with them. And if you guys follow us on Instagram, I'm highlighting, guys, there is a place for on island where you guys can be a kid. I'm a big kid. I call it a adult plus kidult, where I want you to run and jump and fly, and I'm going to build up a wall, and I want you to flip over it. I want you to backflip over a barrel. I want you to bring your 3-year-old and throw him over a barrel.
Let me just jump in real quickly, because I just want to let the audience know, if you have any questions or comments or any ideas where she can get a space, please just jump in the comments. You know how we are. We engage with our guests. So if you have anything you'd like to communicate with Sionna Barton, please don't be shy today. This is not like you.
No, please don't. Please don't. I am very gracious.
So I want to kind of go back to the Enterprise Incubator. How did you get involved in that, and was it competitive to get into?
So I actually heard about it through, I think it was Mind Your Business. I think it was Mind Your Business with Jamila, but I know it was on the radio. Heard about it, and it just sort of, it was like the silver lining in a very dark place for me when I applied, or when I first even thought about it, just because everything had just halted. So I heard it on the radio, and it it took a lot for me to mentally put myself back there, to write a business plan, to really push the administrative part of applying for the program. And if anybody is out there thinking of starting their business, and that first step of taking the idea into realization and writing everything down, writing what you want to see for your business, writing where you think your initial capital is going to come from, relearning about all of the business terms and things that you need to do to make yourself and your idea presentable, is a mental push if you are not academic, if you are not in that mind space. I've created my own income, and even through the Heart Foundation, I was a manager of my own program. So I haven't applied, I haven't sent a resume, I haven't done anything like that for over a decade. Wow. And so it was really a push of, go back to school. Like, I knew I could do it. I got a double degree back in the day. We're going back in the day. But I knew that if I wanted to change my circumstances, I had to change what I was doing. And so I had to have some self-respect and self-discipline is massive for me. So if you know any child that's ever been coached by me, I see those words 50 times a day. And so I just knew I had to have some self-discipline. And so I got it together and wrote my business plan. And, it's that saying of once you start, it's easy to do. Because once I started, I just knew, like, it just flew out of me. And then 14 pages later, it was, well, hot dang, cool. Like, and those 14 pages, mind you, were over the span of a month, because I had to stop and go and, think about it, because like you said, it's a competition, and I strive to do well and be good at whatever I'm doing. And I don't like to lose. I'm a gracious loser and I'm a good sportsman, but I don't like to lose. So I wanted to put my best foot forward, and I'm in marketing. So I hired 7 South Productions with Felix Obas is his last name. And phenomenal with what he's doing. And I'm hoping the BDC is going to help me with him as well.
Well, I'll definitely say this. A lot of free advertising on this show this morning. They're getting their due.
I am in marketing, and one of the biggest things that I got before I knew the BEDC program was the power of barter, because I was in charity for so long. And my background is in marketing. So if I can do nothing for you but highlight you and provide you further business, I will do it till the cows come home, because I know that as a new business, I am not always as flush with capital to keep pushing myself forward as I would like to be. So shout out to any sponsors, Jag Athletics. But if I can still provide and work with, I just want to help, just like the BEDC is trying to do for everybody. Felix is a small business as well, and he does phenomenal work. And through him, he helped me with my 1-minute entry video, because I just wanted it to be done well. So I got a professional production company, and they helped me highlight what it is I'm trying to do, because my service is so visual, and I can tell you about it, I can show you my passion, but that still isn't imprinting into your mind what I can do for the community. He helped me do that in my application. And so with his help with my YouTube video and the business application and everything else, I was very confident in putting it in.
Right.
I was confident in putting it in, but I'll tell you, I put it in and then I completely forgot about it, because we went back in another lockdown. Me, my hubby, and my 1-year-old at the time all got COVID. And so it was a bad April. And then, like, in the span of having COVID, I got the email, and it was like, you've been successful. It didn't even.
That's incredible.
In my I was like out of it. And I was just like, okay, cool, like the BDC. And then I was like, wait. Yo, I was like, awesome. That's amazing. I was like, okay.
That's incredible. So just
my mindset.
Right. So I just want to transition quickly. What advice would you give to people who are looking to get into entrepreneurship? Because you said you've been doing it for a while now, and now you've got this new business. So what's the one thing that you would tell people who are interested in entrepreneurship, especially as a result of the pandemic?
Be ready. Be ready. It is a step into the deep end, but I would say that if anything, you have to have a passion behind you that is going to drive you through all the dark times, because the dark times will be plentiful. It will be hard. That saying of if you love what you do, you'll never work another day in your life is total bull.
I don't agree with that either.
You work 10 times harder.
Yeah.
The only difference is your passion drives you to do so and almost forces you not to stop. And it's going to take the self-discipline of recognizing what you're trying to do and a work-life balance, because it's difficult, but it's worth it. It honestly, what I would say to entrepreneurs is I had a conversation with my hubby just the other day, like literally 2 days ago. And he went out on a golfing day all day. And, I was upset that he gets to golf all day. Cool. Like, what do I get to do? And we looked at each other and I was like, when do I do anything for myself that is not JAG or Jump Rope Federation related? Like anything. Like, what do I do with my Saturdays? What do I do with my evenings? What do I do with my evenings? Like, what social life do I have? Like, when was the last time I went and was like, spa day? Like, no. And for a couple of hours, not even a hot second, for a couple of hours, I got real upset. I was getting down on myself. And honestly, after a couple of hours, my mind went straight to, okay, so if I don't have a place in the fall, like, am I going to go back to the tennis stadium? Like, what rope beads am I ordering this year for the season? Like, I didn't stay down thinking that I don't have this social life, because my passion just allowed it to happen for a second and then pushed it away.
Right. But it's all balanced though, right? Don't you agree? And I say that as an entrepreneur. I was an entrepreneur as well. And I firmly believe in balance, because I believe in, not because if you want to start a business, you start a business to create a life that you want. You don't want the business to absolutely catapult the entire life. You don't want the business to absorb you, but I think it is naive for us to tell new entrepreneurs that it will not. Because at the beginning, it will. And I think a lot of the problems that especially Bermudian entrepreneurs have is that the beginning is such a high wall to conquer mentally that we get sort of the way up. And it's like, why bother? Because we don't see that over the wall of that beginning initial push, it gets easier. There are still speed bumps, don't get me wrong, but they're not that massive wall that we have at the beginning. Right. So I think what my biggest thing to entrepreneurs, and especially new entrepreneurs, is, be ready and don't give up, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be fabulous, it's going to be easy, and, you're doing it for the life you want to live. You are. Yeah. But that comes with work and time, because we have a new generation of millennial entrepreneurs who have grown up with instant gratification. And gratification is not a word that an entrepreneur has in their mind.
That's it right there.
We need to strengthen and embolden these millennial entrepreneurs that are coming up and let them know that hard work is not a bad thing. Hard work is not something to scoff off. It's something to praise. And that by doing as such, your gratification that you get at the end of the day is going to be so much bigger than your input.
Sionna, we are out of time, but before you go, how can people reach out to you, especially if someone's has a space or an idea to reach? Information. How can people reach out to you?
Sure, you guys can hit me up. We are on Instagram, so I have a couple of different pages. You can look at JAG, so that's JAG Athletics, and we'll come up and you can message me there. I can also be found, and I would encourage everybody to follow the Bermuda Jump Rope Federation It's our community page, just highlighting anybody doing jump rope on island. It was a tradition. It was a tradition from years ago, guys. So, and I have all these older women saying, "Oh, I used to jump back in the day." And
I'm so sorry, like we really have to go, but no. I'll make sure people follow you on Instagram, Bermuda
and
Instagram
and Facebook.
All righty. Sionna Barton, thank you so much. Thanks to the BDC for what they do in making this happen. And keep us posted if we can drop anything to assist you in finding that space. We'll be more than happy to assist you. All right?
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. All righty.
Thank you.
Sionna Barton, enjoyed that conversation. You know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Really appreciate her story of entrepreneurship. And want to talk about that with you when we come back from this break. We're going to have the daily play as well. You know how it works. If you guess the answer before Michaela, guess what? You get a prize. And she's hard to beat, but folks, we're going to try it. Stick with us. Do not go anywhere.
I have my three children, a 27-year-old and an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old. I have to balance it out. I actually even stopped working Monday to Wednesday just so that I can put in time for the products and I put in time for my family. Because for me, my family comes first over anything. You know I have to run my business so that we can eat and everything, but my children come first. I let them even play a role when I'm making my products. Come on, get up. You can come help me mix it. Come help me put the label on it. So when we talk about inspiring your daughter or your children, I make my children get up there and see what it takes to run a business. Come on, Surrey. This brand, Surrey Shea & Co., is named after you. So you need to help me. You're gonna come, you can do this, put the labels on for me. You can do it. Even my little 4-year-old, I had him do it. Mommy, let me help. So I just let them help, and it teaches them the way.
All right, welcome back. It's time for the Daily Play. Thanks again to Medical House Lindo's BDC for making sure we have these kind of conversations at least once a month. One Communications, our friends over at Channel 82, where you can watch this and many other locally produced shows. We appreciate you. Thanks so much. Real quickly before the Daily Play, Michaela, the pandemic, it's been a tragic situation. It has been an inconvenience to many people. And not everyone has it within them, has an interest or has the desire, or really just has the resources to go out and do their own thing. But I must say that it has provided opportunities for people like yourself and me and Sherry and Larry, and of course the birthday girl, Leanna, and my partners, and just the audience. Without the pandemic, we probably wouldn't be doing this. So I understand. But one thing I will say to anyone, no one's ever asked me, and I don't like giving advice, but if you ask me one piece of advice, I tell people, yes, having your own business is going to take a lot of time. It's not going to be all peaches. I think that's what they say. But peaches and cream, right? But the reality is you have to find some time for yourself.
Yes.
It could be just relaxing and doing nothing. It could be going to a beach. You have to find time for yourself. If not, you are going to be frustrated. So I'm thankful that, I love the fact that when you all, Leanna, Larry, whoever are out and about and people show you guys gratitude for being on this show. That's what it's all about, because it's not easy doing this. Jackie and Terry from Good Day Bermuda celebrated 50 episodes today. Props to them. Give them a little round of applause. All right, 50 not out. And it's a lot. I've had numerous conversations with those two, and they'll tell you, like, folks, doing 50 episodes on a daily basis, right? Weekdays, it's not easy. It's not easy. Like, Leanna doing the news, you all only see like 3 to 4 minutes. It's a lot of work, right? You see Michaela and I's version this morning. It's a lot. Michaela writes these shows. Like I'm here. I gotta get the production and stuff done. So it's a lot. I don't want you to ever think, oh, it's easy, just as easy as going in and talking on a mic. That's a lazy version. for some, that's what they do, but it's a lot. And so we appreciate you riding with us from the time we started to now. You've seen how we've evolved and it's changed, and the production has gotten a bit better. It's not easy, but we would not change it for the world. We appreciate the opportunity to communicate with you. And even though Michaela's wrong 99% of the time when she's up against me, that's okay. That's okay. So that said, it's time for Michaela to be wrong again. Time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0, great taste, no alcohol. Just really wrong, folks, and we have to stump her. So I think we've got it today. Michaela, you know what today's Daily Play is, right?
A quote? Guess a quote?
Yep. Okay, she got the first part right. All right, it's time for quote. Michaela, are you ready?
She ready.
All right, here we go. If you get the answer before Michaela, and folks, you win something from us. Quote, a winner is a dreamer who never gives up. End quote.
Little hint?
I was thinking about it. It's from an activist.
Winner is it Malcolm X?
No, it's from
Rosa
an
Parks?
Nope. I'll read it one more time. Quote, a winner is a dreamer who never gives up. End quote. It's from an activist turned politician.
Jesse Jackson?
Nope.
I'm terrible today.
Someone
John
who
Lewis?
Someone who Googles the answers got it just now.
Okay, because I'm not going to Google.
That's one half.
Nelson Mandela?
Unfortunately, the name is Nelson Mandela, not Mandela. So Nelson Mandela is the author of the quote, a winner is a dreamer who never gives up. And
okay, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, and to me, it's the foundation for so many things, especially entrepreneurship. You know, as far as instant gratification and it goes, a winner is a dreamer who never gives up. You know, we all have dreams. We all have dreams.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, folks, the people on this show work their butts off. So it's not just about having a dream. It's about working, executing, making it happen. Michaela, any final thoughts on today's discussion early on about the travel part and then the buses?
I think that when it comes to travel, we're in a difficult position because we are a rock in the middle of the ocean, right? And so we might have these convictions. We might want to stand firm in what it is that we believe. However, at the end of the day, freedom is freedom. And if you can't travel, you don't have freedom.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
And I think what people don't understand is, and I don't like this about the world, I just think it's so crazy how we need to go through so many things just to travel. Like it's land, it should be all right. But that's not the way the world works, unfortunately. And we've got to, I don't think fighting, we just don't fight to eliminate that. But I will say this, the ability to travel is considered a privilege, not a right. And while I do agree that, we should be free to travel, what I think gets forgotten about this, and regardless of how you feel about this pandemic and this vaccine, is to go to most places, you kind of do need a record.
You do.
Keep that in mind. But I also say that I know me. If I believe in my convictions that strongly, I would rather not travel. That's just me personally. But I'm interested to see in how many people would actually do that. I think it's going to be interesting. The bus situation, I'll be following this one closely today. I'm actually going to reach out to the Minister of Transport and the President of the Bermuda Industrial Union today, just to see if they would give a quote or something, so we can have, if we speak about it again tomorrow, we can have another conversation about it. Because I want to speak with more clarity. It's hard to speak about these just based on what's in the news, Michaela. That's not what we do.
Agree.
So yes, I am in Bermuda. If I bump into any of you, I'll say hello.
I seen you yet?
Yeah, well, that's my fault, but we will see plenty of times before I leave. But it does feel good to be back in Bermuda. Michaela, I know you've got some inspiration that doesn't mean throwing shade at me. Yeah.
No shade today. Ready?
Yep.
It takes only one person to change your life. You.
Oh, that is the quote.
Listen.
That's the one so far. I love that one, Michaela.
Yes. And that just goes in every area of your life. Like if you are thinking about entrepreneurship, all it takes is you to decide. Like,
absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again to our partners, Medical Wells, One Communications, Lindos, and all for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. And folks, we have a week for you. Tomorrow, the Minister of Education, we have Kaylin Castle, huge Bermuda influencer, the CEO of the BTA, Charles Jeffers, and Dove and Butterfly. So it's a huge week ahead. Do not miss any episodes. She's Michaela Ian. I'm Jamal Hartman. Until tomorrow, if you see me, just say what's up. I might speak back. Later. Cheers.